Guys, today I wanted to talk about Jupiter in Scorpio. So this is part of my Jupiter sign series. The last one was on Jupiter in Libra, so I'm continuing it with the next sign, which is Jupiter in Scorpio. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. Before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that I do natal chart readings. So I look at your birth chart, I figure out what kind of challenges you're facing, and I give you an action plan, a step-by-step recommendation that you can use to move through these challenges. I also do relationship compatibility, so this is basically Synastry chart readings. So if you're trying to get into a relationship, if you're already in one and you want to know what the flavor of the relationship is going to be like, you can contact for a Synastry chart reading. And I also do tarot card readings. So you can ask me a question related to your career, finances, relationship, health, home life, or any other aspect of your life, and I can do a tarot card reading for you as well. I've recently started doing anti-anxiety sessions. So these are available in 60-minute slots and 30-minute slots. So if you are having anxiety issues, if you suffer from panic attacks, insomnia, anxiety, you can contact me and it's a relaxing session where I get you through that anxiety and help you out. And I also started doing relationship advice. It's just general life advice, relationship advice, not nearly necessarily related to astrology. So you can contact for that as well. So I posted the links in the description box. You can drop me a message on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Venusianscorp. And you can also drop me an email at astrolove111@gmail.com and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so let's get started. Jupiter in Scorpio. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's a benefic planet. It bestows good fortune and good luck wherever it is situated in your birth chart. Which house it's in, which zodiac sign it's in, it's going to define how you attract love, benefits, and abundance into your life. So Scorpio is the sign. It's a water sign. It's a fixed water sign. Its symbol is the scorpion. It rules the eighth house of the zodiac, which has to do with death, taxes, inheritances, other people's money. The Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto. So Mars is an aggressive, masculine planet, and Pluto is the planet of psychological control and domination. And Scorpio is ruled by both of these. So there is an element of aggression involved. There is an element of psychological control involved. So when you've got Jupiter in Scorpio, um, it's going to depend on the state of your eighth house. It's going to depend on the state of your Mars and Pluto, which signs those are in, and a lot of other aspects as well. But in general, if you take this placement in isolation, Jupiter in Scorpio, the best kind of career choices for you are the ones which have an element of mystery. Like, for example, you could be a private detective where you're sort of solving some kind of mystery, where you're sort of getting to the bottom of things because Scorpio is all about that, especially because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is about psychological understanding, right? Getting to the bottom of things. So, being a researcher or being a psychological, being a psychiatrist, being a psychotherapist, or being anybody who gets to the bottom of things. So even a private detective, where you're solving something by piecing clues together and solving something, that's very good for you. Those are really good career choices for you. And that's going to activate your Jupiter and bring better fortune into your life. Uh, Somebody like an archaeologist, that would also be a very good professional choice for you because archaeology is again about digging deep. It's about uncovering historical things, which also is very Scorpionic because Scorpio uh, has a deep connection with death, and archaeology has to do with excavating ruins and discovering fossils, discovering remains of entire civilizations and people and even animals. So I think that archaeology can be a very good career choice for you. That's about the career choices. Now, Jupiter in Scorpio, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So, you may be the kind of person who is much more, you may have an element of skepticism in you when it comes to daily life, when it comes to everyday living, and just being with people, surrounding yourself with people in general. you may be much more skeptical than the average person because Scorpio is not somebody to trust people easily. Uh, it is a guarded sign. Therefore, the Scorpio has the stinger. It has that outer shell. It's very, very protective. It's very self-protective. So it has its guard up naturally. So Jupiter in Scorpio, you are a very guarded person. You may be the most polite person in the whole world. Now that's another thing. People often mistake being guarded for being rude and intimidating. Not necessarily. You could be the nicest person in the world, the most polite person in the world, but at the same time be extremely guarded. Like uh, you don't give of yourself that easily in the sense that you don't allow people to know who you are that easily. Hence, you may have a mask which portrays a completely different person from who you actually are. And that's kind of a deflection. Scorpio is all about mind control as well because it's ruled by Pluto. So you may be the kind of person to have a mask in public, not in a bad way, but just something to sort of deflect the attention from you. You don't want people to know you, who you really are. So you may present a completely different picture of who you are in public. And when you are with people whom you really know, or your family, or your near and dear ones, you may be a completely different person. That's very Jupiter and Scorpio. Um, the intense stare that they talk about, that's I've seen this in a lot of cases where I've analyzed charts. People who have got Jupiter in Scorpio, they tend to have a very intense stare, the scorpionic stare that they talk about. um, it's almost like they gaze into your soul and they know who you are, and to some people that can be very intimidating. It's very unsettling, it's very unnerving to some people because it's like Scorpio gets to the root of it. Scorpio gets to the root of who you are as a person. And Scorpio is ruled by the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. So it is very much about understanding what you are at a primal level, who you are. Um, what are your survival instincts? So therefore, it's very primal. It's not at a superficial level at all. So people can often experience fight or flight responses when they uh, are at the receiving end of a scorpionic stare because they don't know what to do. It's tapping into something that is at a very deep base level. Jupiter in Scorpio, like I said, you may be the kind of person who doesn't take things at face value, who is just the opposite of a Taurus. Taurus is all about face value. They don't really dig deep. Taurus is about the material realm. Taurus is about being grounded in the senses. Scorpio is the opposite. Scorpio never takes things at face value. They will always read between the lines. You're the kind of person who will look at the fine print, who will try to analyze the subtext of what a person is saying, who will look at a person's body language and notice when something is off about the person or when something doesn't match up. Your antenna is going to be activated even more. It's very difficult to lie to a Jupiter in Scorpio because it's inbuilt in them. They just know when people are not being honest with them, when people are being uh, untruthful to them. A Jupiter in Scorpio is going to know that. Um, you may have a lot of pain inside you. Like I've noticed this with a lot of Jupiter in Scorpios that they tend to keep things bottled up within themselves a lot. In fact, too much. And that has to do with what I said earlier, where they don't want to reveal themselves to other people that much, and therefore they keep a lot of things to themselves. And the flip side of that is when you do that for a long time, when you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable or just allow yourself to be authentic in front of people, you can carry a lot of baggage inside of you. You can carry a lot of pain inside of you because Scorpio is associated with pain. That's why any prominent Scorpio placement is not easy to have because you are carrying over karmic debt into this life. You are carrying over baggage from previous lives, maybe not even your past life, maybe several lifetimes. You've been carrying that baggage into the present life, and so it is going to be painful. It's not going to be easy to navigate that. Uh, So you may carry a lot of pain inside you, but it's usually frozen because Scorpio is fixed water. So it's usually like you compartmentalize it, you keep it fixed, and you keep it sort of hidden away in your subconscious, where you don't allow it to interfere in your everyday life, but it's very much there, and you don't allow it to thaw. It's fixed water, it's ice. So you keep it in iced state, but you're still carrying it around, and that can cause a lot of issues for you, like because you haven't really released that baggage inside you and you're still carrying it around, you may attract people who see that in you, who see that internal conflict, that internal pain that you're carrying inside of you. And it can either be good or bad. Like, if somebody doesn't have good intentions with you, they may actually sense that and they can be the predator and they can. It's kind of like a bleeding animal, right? A predator is going to smell that blood and come after them. So it's pretty much like that. You know, you may be leaking, but you don't know it. You think you've got everything under control, you've compartmentalized it, you don't even really think about it that much in everyday life, but then you may attract people who get a whiff of it. And if somebody doesn't have good intentions with you, they're going to exploit it, they're going to take advantage of it every way they can. So that's why I often tell my clients who are Jupiter and Scorpio that you need to release this pain because you do carry a lot of it. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, you do carry a lot of baggage. So it's very important to release that um, and be honest with yourself. Scorpio is all about honesty. So it's about being honest with yourself and realizing that you do carry a lot of stuff with you. And that can actually impact a lot of your judgment about other people because you look at people through that lens. Your past experiences may have hurt you in a way, or they may have shaped you in a way where the trust issues are huge with you. Like you don't really. That's why the skepticism, because you don't really take things at face value. You're kind of jaded in life because you've been through so much from a young age. Usually, Jupiter in Scorpio has seen a lot at a young age. They've been forced to grow up very quickly. They've had to face life, a lot of hardships in life. That's toughened them up, because Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto, both are aggressive planets. When you have aggressive planets as in your sign, uh, that's a karmic lesson. It's here because you are meant to go through hardships in life. It's not going to be an easy life for you. But that's the beauty of it because Jupiter is a benefic planet. The way you attract finances and abundance into your life is by going through challenges, is by going through change and transformation. And the transformation has to be psychological, it has to be within yourself. Because until that shift happens within you, you're not going to activate your Jupiter, you're not going to attract good things into your life. So that's why I said it's important that you release that emotional baggage or that pain and hurt that you carry in yourself. It need not even be pain and hurt that you carry from this life. It could be something that happened in a past lifetime and you're not even conscious of it. But meditating and sitting with yourself is going to get you conscious about these things and help you release those patterns. And you're going to start attracting different kind of people who are better for you, and you will stop looking at people from that jaded lens that nobody's trustworthy. I don't trust anybody, and I need to investigate the heck out of this person. That's going to change for the better. So guys, that's my take on Jupiter in Scorpio. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me on my journey. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You can click on the red subscribe button at the bottom of this video. You can also click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that whenever I post a new video, you get a notification in your inbox and you can stay tuned to all of my latest updates. So thanks a lot for watching guys, and see you in my next video, which is going to be Jupiter in Sagittarius. See you guys. Bye.